Excited to have him on. He is a facilitator, business development. Above all, he's a talk show host, and he loves people. What an honor to have you, Billy Bob, on this live broadcast. So, did I miss something in your introduction?
Adnan, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me as your guest.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, last night I watched your show on Vision Television Network, although that show I know was recorded before, but then it was a very touching show. I'm telling you, done a phenomenal job. When did you develop your passion for media and interviewing people?
You know, Adnan, I've always been in business and always been in media. And I give a stock market report here in Dallas for a local station for 15, 18 years. But always, I'm fascinated with it. I enjoy it. In my interview show, I love to interview successful people or people that have overcome challenges. And it's inspiring. It's inspiring for me, I hope, for the audience. And the people that I interview, I think, enjoy telling their story.
Absolutely. And tell me about your show. You have Billy Bob show behind the frame. So, what is this show premise is, and when you have your guest on, what is you're trying to achieve?
Okay. I love to get people to talk about their passion.
Yeah,
I think it inspires everybody. It inspires the listeners. I think they enjoy, and they get a joy out of inspiring. Now, I, along with that, I, I'm always in business. I've always been in business. And what I do in real life, you explained it well a while ago. Um, I'm a facilitator, a connector. And I've been asked time and time again, what does that mean? And I don't have a word like an accountant, a lawyer, a physician, or anything like that. So I just adopted the word of connector. I am not a consultant. I don't go in and tell people how to run their companies. I just listen to what they need, and then I go try to connect that, find that solution for them. And I guess I can give you an example, a couple of examples if you'd
sure.
like. There was a guy that has a designation as a disabled veteran. He has the authority to sell to the federal government. He can't sell liquid, food, prescriptions, or software. So I asked him, what can you sell? He said, just think about anything that keeps a fleet running, boats, cars, trucks, anything. So I asked him if he was selling batteries, and he said no. So I introduced him to Interstate Battery. Now, how do I say PIF? Oh, so it's good for Interstate, but for him. Now, Adnan, do I know the composition of a battery? No, I don't need to know that. I don't need to know what goes in a certain airplane battery or a certain somebody on the border patrol where the weather's hot. I don't need to know all that stuff. I just put those two together. And matter of fact, I'll give you another example in a totally different industry. We do some recruiting. It's not the recruiting that we go look on the internet or LinkedIn and try to find somebody. I had a fellow that was looking for the president of his company. He was in the oil and gas business and also in the real estate business. Matter of fact, he owned over 20,000 apartment units at one time. So I had a friend in your hometown that was running a division of a bank. He wasn't looking for a job. He didn't have his resume out there. I went to him and I explained what the situation was. His division happened to be in real estate and oil and gas. So I told him about this. I got the two together and they made a deal and he became president of the company. So what I'm saying is my capital is in my relationships. I'm challenged by technology. That's why I have Amy helping me so much. But what I do is if you'll tell me what you're looking for, I'll try to connect you with that solution. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. And this is very good. Next question is, and before you answer that question, I want to bring your stuff on, like your YouTube channel, Facebook. Um, the next question is, what is your greatest accomplishment? Before you answer, let me bring real quick your YouTube channel on. So here, I want to encourage all our viewers who are watching right now, who will be watching later on. This is Billy Bob Harris YouTube page. You can see it right here. And then the interesting part is these are the real life stories that he's having people share. And you can look at it. He interviewed Jen, Stacy. He interviewed a lot of people, and also Billy Bob was very good friend with best friend with like Kenny Rogers and many other people. And please check out his YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. So it will be great. Same thing on a Facebook as well, Billy Bob Harris, because you will be inspired, encouraged to know that he shares very inspirational quotes on the Facebook. So every single thing, he been doing, what I've been able to observe over time since we met, it's like he's a passionate about having people share their stories and hearing people's stories of very genuine hearts. And thank you so much, even Billy Bob, giving me the opportunity to have your show broadcasted on Vision Television Network. Vision Television Network is better because your show is being
Thank
broadcasted on.
you very much. I appreciate that. And I'm honored to be on your show.
Yes. Tell me about your, back to the question. What is your greatest accomplishment you consider?
Oh, wow. Um, that's a good question. I don't do this. I don't hang a shingle out, but I've introduced probably a number of couples that have got married.
Yeah.
And I was in a restaurant not too long ago, and there was two families in there that I had both introduced, and they started counting their kids and their grandkids. So I guess that could be an accomplishment. But of course, my I've been blessed. I'm Christian, um, and a lot of times I hear people that didn't have a good background that became solid Christians. I was raised in a little town 100 miles north of Amarillo named Groover, and we lived out in the country. Uh, I tell everybody I had my first drug experience when I was 2. My parents drugged me to Sunday school, they drugged me to church, they drugged me to prayer meeting, they drugged me to NYF. So I was raised in a church, and I've been blessed. But as far as accomplishing things, I'm just kind of a delivery agent for God and for a client that I get. Whatever it is they're looking for, I try to find it. Now, somebody asked me the other day if I was industry specific, and I said no, probably not biotech. I'm not for sure I can spell it, let alone know what it is. But I hope
Yeah.
that answers your question.
Yes, absolutely. You know, each and every one person that you ask that question, everyone has like different priorities, different perspective, accomplishment they made in their life. And the answer is not there. There is no right question answer to
Yeah.
that. There's no answer because every answer is going to be different. Um, so let me ask, if your wife is watching, then you can say, oh, my greatest accomplishment is marrying my wife. Maybe say that, right?
Yeah. I'm
Make
not
her.
so that might be an accomplishment for the lady that I'm not married to. Okay.
Gotcha. That is,
Married, don't have any children. Okay. I told you
yes,
today I don't have anything in my house that I have
yes,
to water or feed. So
yes. Billy Bob, I came to your home. Thank you so much for welcoming me your home. And then what I've seen in your home, that even I don't want to use the word had a great life. I will say you having a great life. And
Absolutely.
yes, and then also in the past you've been you know, privileged to travel and meet so many different people. And also you're very good friends, you know, with the great Kenny Roger, you know. Tell me about your friendship with him. Were you able to travel, and you were able to travel with him?
Okay. Kenny was with a group out of your hometown called the Bobby Doyle Three. Then he joined a group as the lead singer, and they were playing at a club here in Dallas.
Yeah.
They were doing 4 sets. So during one of the sets, I went back to the bathroom. He was standing there. I said, "Man, I like your music." I said, "Where are you from?" He said, "I'm from Houston." And that's when the clubs closed at 12. He said, "What do people do here when the clubs close 12?" I said, "Well, they generally come over to my house." He said, I said, "Matter of fact, if you want to come over, just get in your car and follow me over." And he said, "I don't have a car." I said, "Well, come go with me." So that's my way my friendship began with him. And it's lasted all the way through. And I will say this, I've seen people that's had success that hasn't changed. He's one of them.
Hmm.
I mean, at one time, he's one of the most recognizable people in the world. He stayed the same. And other people that have had success, I met Mark Cuban at the gym many years ago, and he'd had a little success, but nothing like what he's had now. But I've noticed those real successful people, they haven't changed at all.
Hmm.
Now he's made an enormous amount of money, but he's done so much good for so many people, and it's not advertised. I've heard reports from people that didn't know that I knew Mark. Uh, there was a lady that got paralyzed over in Hawaii. A wave drove her into the floor of the ocean and broke her neck. And she had to have a special care flight to come over here. I don't know how he found out about it, but he facilitated that and paid for it. So what I'm saying is, it seemed like the people I've been blessed to know, Adnan, with all their success, they have not changed. And if
Hmm.
they have, it's even for the better. So I know what you're referring to in my house. A lot of those pictures were made with an Instamatic camera, and people come in and look around. I think I have over 1,000 framed pictures. And somebody is, I did. I played a party. I had a good time. People said, "What is all this?" And I said, "This is probably the result of a misspent youth, but one that was really enjoyed." So that's. I don't only enjoy bonding with people, with new people. It's part of my DNA.
Yeah.
But not only bonding with people, but staying in touch with the
Hmm.
people that I've been blessed to know through the years.
Yes. Kenny Roger wrote you a note. I don't have it in front of me, but can
Amy's
you?
going to get it to you.
No, but tell me what that note was right here. Can you? Do you remember a little bit what he said?
Can you see that?
I can see that, but I can't read it. It's so
Okay.
little.
Someone asked me what Billy Bob Harris does in his career. The best way I can explain it in a word, he's a facilitator, somewhat of a business concierge. As long as I've known Billy Bob, he has had no amazing awareness of the value of relationships and the desire to develop them. He was also blessed with the ability to recognize what people wanted, what others were capable of delivering, and the ability to fit those two together. As his granddad, which I call my peepaw, would say, Billy Bob connects the dots. That's what I do. These traits are entrenched in him and are results of a lifetime of building relationships designed to benefit everyone. Now, Kenny put that much more eloquently than I do, but I am a connector. That's what I do in real life, a facilitator. I'm not a specialist in anything, and I know that. I think one of my great traits is knowing what I don't do and
Mm,
going to the people that do. Such like I'm working with Amy. I mean,
yeah,
I have no earthly idea how she makes all this stuff happen.
yeah.
She's a social media genius, and so I know what I don't do. So and I just get out of her way in what she does. And that's what I do in business.
Yes.
With Adnan, I'll give you an examples of different types of
Sure.
things that I've worked with, the people that I've found. And it's been a blessing for everybody. Have I made mistakes? Yes. So do I just help find presidents and CEOs? No, I do board members. Let me tell you, I got a question asked me the other day. This person was looking for a nanny. Now, I'm not a placement agency, but I just know people that, and I just, I'm opening that door, let me put it like that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Wow. Even nanny, I didn't thought like you could know a nanny. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
well, I work out every day. I work out at the gym. I was talking to somebody, and this lady I asked her what she did, and she told me. So I'll put those two together and see if it works.
Wow. This is smart.
And
Yeah.
I've also, I'll tell you what it is. I got a call from a company that was having a big annual meeting. They wanted a somewhat celebrity guest that had been through the 12-step program, an all-day situation. Now, am I a booking agent for speakers? No.
Mm.
But I knew that person, so I just put them together.
And you're not charging people, right? Like,
I do charge people. That's the way I make a living. I get
okay.
a piff off of what I'm doing, like with the batteries. I get a little piff off there.
Sure.
When the person that I place as a president at the oil and gas, yes, I know I do that.
Yeah.
I don't charge for marriages, okay? I think that's just something, but no, that's the way I make a living. That's what I do in real life.
Yeah.
And it's hard to explain because I had a person named Vicky Wise said, Billy Bob, I heard you say that all the time, that you're a connector, a facilitator. Explain what you do. I hope I've explained it on your show. And if I haven't, and after watching this show, people don't know what I do, I need to reframe it because it's my fault. I'm the one that needs to go back to school.
No, you explained it very well. Connector, facilitator, and then you give an examples. That breaks it down. Uh, at least for me, and I can't tell for other people, but I understood what you do, and then I ask you straightforward questions. So that's good, like it's very hard to find a good people who are finding people. They're looking for good, authentic, also trustworthy people, and then they only can ask trustworthy people that who they trust, and they trust you. You're for your people, and I want to ask another questions to you
Okay.
about what have you learned so far hanging out with Kenny Rogers, from his live, from his singing? What have inspired you so much that you said, you know what? This man is a really good man and is a real friend.
Yeah. He is very, very loyal. After he accomplished all this success, he didn't change one iota. He's very relatable, I guess you could say. Now,
Okay.
speaking of musicians, there's a guy named Bill Medley of the Righteous Brothers.
Yeah.
That's the #1 requested song in American radio. I've known him for many, many years also. He is so consistent. He loves to entertain. He's great at entertaining. And when you go to his concert, I hate to continue to use that word, but he's relatable. I mean, he can sing the blues like it's amazing. And maybe we're going to get you I interviewed him on stage not too long ago. Maybe we'll run that on your show.
Yeah.
A Bill Medley interview. But just, they don't change. They're consistent. They're not up and down. Now, they may be emotionally. I don't know. I think we all are. I know I am more so than what I wish I were. I wish I was more right straight down. My dad said, "Don't get too high or don't get too low."
Too low, yeah.
Which is a good way. That's the way those people do in real life.
Yeah. Wow, that's good. Um, Here is the picture of some of the people. I wanted to show that. So I don't know if that's the right picture, but I also want to show people this is your Facebook, Billy Bob. And then, man, you look good.
Well,
I think you just turned 39, right? But
yeah,
man, you look good.
I just turned 39. Sure.
You just turned 39. What do you
Yeah.
do to keep look at this photo? When I look at this photo, the jacket you're rocking it, what do you do? What like do you work out a lot or
I work out every day.
you work out every
Yeah.
day?
I, my day would consist of, I get up in the morning, I'm a bachelor. I, I do my Bible study in the
Okay.
morning. I eat breakfast. I go to the gym. Then I go to work. Then I love to walk out in the sun. Now today in Dallas, this morning it had a low of 16. I did not walk outside this morning.
You don't want to slip and fall.
But I enjoy the sun. I enjoy I used to call it running, then I called it jogging, now I call it walking. In the sun, it's good for me to meditate, to count my blessings when I'm out there doing that. And then I'm getting up now, Adnan, about the time I used to be going to bed. my daddy accused me, said, "Son, I think you're burning too much midnight oil." But no, I think you're burning. I misquoted that. He said, "I think you're burning too much moonlight oil."
Moonlight or
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think all of our priorities kind of change.
yes.
Larry Mahan, the rodeo cowboy, had this great saying: "I wouldn't take $1 million for my experiences, or give a quarter for any more of them." That's the
Yeah.
kind of, and I'm thankful. I'm blessed. I've got a lot of good friends, and I've had experiences that I could never.
And I'm one of them now, right?
Yeah, whatever. Right now, okay, more than I can ask for or
Yeah.
imagine.
Yes.
And I've been very, very blessed. I'm a kid from Groover, Texas, and I'm proud to be from Groover. There's the great people in Groover, and now I'm an only child. My father was an only child, so he used to say we could have a family reunion in the front seat of a car. But I love the people up there. But I could never dream of when I came to Dallas. My people was a farmer. My daddy was a farmer. I didn't want to be a farmer. I did not want to be a farmer. I was so naive. After I got out of college, I was talking to an older friend of mine. He was 25, older. He said,
Well,
"Billy Bob, you want to be like a farmer like your granddad and your dad, do you?" And I said, "No." He said, "Billy Bob, you ought to go to the big city and be a stockbroker."
mhm.
How naive I was. I said, "You think I ought to move all the way to Amarillo, Texas?" So he said, "No, you go to Dallas." But I count my blessings every day. And a kid from Groover, Texas, got to come to Dallas, got to have the experiences that I've got to have, and got to meet the people that I've got to meet. I know it's a blessing. It's nothing that I deserve.
That's good. How can our audience better prepare pray for you, you know?
Oh my gosh! Now I can use that.
Yes.
Woo! Yes, yes, yes. I'm a
Yes.
warrior myself.
Any specific prayer requests that you have that we should keep in mind?
I ask that they would pray that I would put my faith in God's unfailing love, His wisdom, His power, and His promises.
Mm, yes.
That wraps it up.
Wow. Perfect. That sounds good. Well, let me pray real quick. And do you want to say anything before we end this broadcast?
Well, I appreciate so much you having me on. I hope, as I said, if people don't understand what I do after this interview, I'd welcome. I'm the one that needs to go back to school. My website, is billybobharris.com.
Okay.
And I'd be happy to give my phone number, but you get so many spam calls.
Yeah, you don't want to give your phone number over the air, but
yeah, but I appreciate you having me. I appreciate
absolutely.
you.
And I can ask if anybody want to reach out. I think the best person to reach out is Amy. And if you just put you can reach out through the website, and then the request could be handled to anybody who would like to reach out to you and connect with you. That would be really great. I would like to bring your website as well. Go ahead.
Let me interrupt you just a
Sure.
minute. On my website, there is my email and probably my phone number.
Okay.
Okay. That's my motto right there, creating profitable connections between productive people. That's what I do.
Yes, that's wonderful. Well, I like your website, and looks very nice. But encourage people to please, again, my request to you: find Billy Bob Harris on YouTube, Facebook, like, share, comment, give him a feedback, because I really love what Billy Bob is doing and encouraging from talk show to talk show. Yeah, you're good. You're phenomenal, Billy Bob. What you're doing. And
Since I came on your show, would you think about someday coming on mine?
oh, that would be great. Wow, that's awesome.
We'll do that. See, I had to ask you that in front of everybody so you couldn't say no.
You're smart, Billy Bob. Wow, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it for coming on this live broadcast. And as we are going to conclude our broadcast, please share this with your family, friends, and invite your guest on, and maybe tag somebody name right below this video, because somebody in your friend list needs encouragement, motivation that we share on this broadcast. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a beautiful